So on Wednesday night, Steven Crowder tweets that he has received a hard strike from YouTube. And what does that mean? Well, let's pull up his tweet that explains exactly what that means. Steven Crowder says, a hard strike from YouTube. And wow, this is terrifying. I'm assuming he just saw Sam Cedar if he says this is terrifying. But anyway, we covered specific documented instances of rape, says Steven Crowder. YouTube says not allowed. All parents should take note. If you believe in this insane notion of biological sex, you will be silenced. More to come. Hashtag fight like hell. Again, unless you're running from Sam Cedar. But anyway, back to the what's going on here. So he posted a screenshot of the email he received from YouTube. Let's pull up that email he received from YouTube. Now, this is interesting to me that YouTube actually specifically sent Steven Crowder a personal, not like an automated note, a personal note about why he received this hard strike. Here's what it says. It's from Counsel for YouTube. We write again. That's how big he is, by the way, that they receive him personal. They send him personal, specific messages. We write again on YouTube's behalf regarding your client, Steven Crowder. Oh, this is to Steven Crowder's counsel. Because he's suing them, right? He's suing them for, what was that lawsuit? What was specifically that lawsuit about? Over there, vague rules, he said. Over why some of his videos have been banned based on their content. And he's run afoul of YouTube's policies before on, hateful type content. But anyway, let's stick with this specific instance. YouTube has repeatedly instructed Mr. Crowder regarding its hate speech policy and warned him against continuing violations of that policy through content he uploaded to YouTube. YouTube specifically informed Mr. Crowder that videos he uploaded showed a pattern of recklessly targeting the LGBTQ plus community for abuse and insults. It warned that further uploading of content that targets insults and or abuses the LGBTQ plus community would result in additional penalties. On September 30th, Mr. Crowder uploaded another video that YouTube had determined continues his prior conduct. The video, entitled Special Guest Alex Jones on The Great Reset and Joe Rogan Triggers Leftists Again, oh boy, contains a segment that targets the transgender community in an offensive manner. For example, by indicating that trans people pose a rape threat to women. Consistent with the recklessness provisions of its hate speech policy, YouTube has removed this video from the service and assessed the strike against the Steven Crowder's channel. Per YouTube strike policy, the result is a 1-week upload freeze for the channel. Further violations of YouTube's hate speech policy will result in additional penalties. One additional note. When an account is restricted from using YouTube features, the channel operator is prohibited from using any other channel to get around the applicable restrictions. Your client may not use another YouTube channel, such as the Crowder Bits channel, I'm guessing that's where he clips segments and posts them there, to bypass the upload restrictions on the Steven Crowder channel. Such conduct may subject all of his channels to termination. Now, Steven Crowder is wondering what's going on here. How could this happen to me? I just documented a specific instance of rape. I did a news story. This is insane. It's being silenced. Well, I found the stream that was taken down. The one titled Alex Jones on The Great Reset and Joe Rogan Triggers Leftists Again. Again, oh boy, sounds like that was a real doozy of a show, right? I found it. I listened to it all 1 hour and 30 minutes of it. I accept any condolences you'd like to give me. And I found the segment. I found the segment in question. It's clearly the segment in question. It is the only transgender segment on this specific stream. And it is really, I mean, it is something else. And like I said earlier when I was teasing this clip, it's something else because A, it is batshit insane. And you will watch it and you'll see why. But then the B, the letter B, the number 2, whatever, I can't remember if I said 1 or A for the first point, but either number 2 or B, it's also like, and this is his thing. He says, we covered specific documented instances of rape. Here's the thing. The story he's covering is bullshit. It's untrue. Let's play this clip right now. Let me cue it up here 1 second because I found it in the stream, but I didn't clip it out yet. All right, here we go. Here we go. Let's watch the segment that got Steven Crowder temporarily banned from YouTube.
Keep in mind, these are the tests that are being used in Australia to lock people down, choke slam women, and build, not concentration camps, of course, build quarantine camps.
Yeah. No, it's like the Motel 6 of Australia.
They're building quarantine.
That's not it. Let's get, here we go. Okay, here we go.
Tune in.
It's already there.
It's Monday through Thursday at 10 a.m. Eastern. It's a live show.
Yeah.
Watch with us live. We want to be here in the morning with you live, and we take your chats on Mug Club. Here's another story that's going on. Story, right? Corda Black Garrett.
Awesome.
You be the judge, by the way, before he gets into it. We're going into it right now. You be the judge about this segment. And you let me know what you think after we go through it and I break it down. You let me know if YouTube was right for giving him a little 1 week slap on the wrist for this segment.
Okay.
Are we ready, though?
I don't know that I'm ever ready.
I don't know that we want to be ready.
But the Women's Liberation Front, I already hate this.
Yes, I do
the
too.
worst.
Reported at least one woman at the Central California Women's Facility was pregnant after a transgender male prisoner was transferred there. Keep in mind, the male prisoner was permitted to transfer under the new California law, SB 132.
I just want to be clear here. For anyone who's not sure, you might be hearing this in Women's Liberation Front. That sounds like a radical feminist group. It is in the way in which that they are a TERF organization. Literally, the Women's Liberation Front is a TERF group. They might claim to be like radical feminists, but they have done lots of work with far-right organizations, to be quite frank. They have previously, let me pull this up here. They have previously teamed up with the Family Policy Alliance, which is a conservative Christian organization that is the lobbying arm of Focus on the Family. They have done panels with the Heritage Foundation. They sound like real progressive left-wing feminists, radical feminists, right? So the idea that Steven Crowder is just judging them based on their name, the Women's Liberation Front, and he's going like, ugh, can't believe I got to cover this, but they make a point. Yeah, they make a point because they're actually transphobic. They're actually a transphobic organization that is totally cool with getting in line with Christian conservative groups and the Heritage Foundation to push forward their beliefs on their transphobic beliefs. And they really are 100% more in line with you than they are with what you think they are, Steven Crowder. But let's continue here.
Which allows biological males. We're not supposed to use the term biological males now. What's the term we're supposed to use?
Like person with penis or
person?
something?
Yes.
No, it's something else, male.
Lady McBalls.
Yes.
Oh, that's so funny.
Seeding.
Here we go. This is quality stuff. I'm wondering where the anti-trans hate speech that goes against YouTube's content policies comes in. I wonder if that has anything to do with that. But let's continue because it gets even stupider.
Person.
Yeah.
Seeding.
I don't. Is that what it's seeding person?
I don't know.
No, I just made it up.
I heard, but I had read at Vox that it's hateful to say biological males. So I don't know.
Okay.
There's a Latinx. Go say that to the Latin King. See how it turns out.
Yeah. Let us know what the.
I want to just be clear, that little stutter there, that is in the original Steven Crowder live stream. I found a raw version of it that Steven Crowder had uploaded somewhere. So this is the actual unedited, what they put up, whether that was an edit or a glitch with the live stream. That wasn't a cut that I made. That was in the original raw live stream footage of this that they uploaded.
Sooner or later, someone's getting 9 teardrop tattoos. They just look like key arrows.
Used to call him Dad.
Yeah. So under SB 132, it allows biological males to use women's locker rooms, homeless shelters, and prisons to the point that now condoms have been issued within the prison.
What?
Yeah, this is part of the protocol to ensure that sex between inmates, which is illegal, by the way, would be safe. So they need to make sure that it's safe sex in an all-females prison.
Wow.
Where they cannot get pregnant, and so all women condoms, pregnancy, immaculate conception.
All right, this segment here is off the walls, but so we'll play it. But SB 132 does in fact do that, and the reason it basically allows people to request, trans people to request that they be placed in a prison that matches their gender identity, is to protect the most marginalized person in this scenario, which is a transgender woman. If a transgender woman is placed in a male prison, they, I mean, it's happened. This is why this bill came about. They are in danger more so than sexual assault in male prisons already are a problem, an issue. They are in danger more so of being raped because they are in fact a woman, and they are being sent to a male prison, and they will obviously be targeted. So SB 132 in California allows them to request that they be placed in a prison that matches their gender identity. And this isn't something where, and this is what these TERFs and these anti-trans activists say, this is not something where like a cis male can pretend to be trans and just request it so they could go and live with a bunch of women in prison. They love that scenario. Every case is looked at and is determined. It's not just an automatic thing. The number of women has been, I believe, in the hundreds. Here we go. So as of August, there were 1,274 incarcerated people in California who identify as transgender or have symptoms of gender dysphoria. As of April, the LA Times reported that there have been 261 requests for transfers, and 21 of those requests had been approved. So again, this is a bill that allows them to request it. And out of the 1,200 plus transgender people in prison in California, 261 have requested this transfer. And only 21 of them have been approved at this point, as of April. That's the most recent stats. So, the bill is obviously working in a fair way, I would assume. It seems like it's a bill that should make everyone happy, being that trans women won't be attacked and in prison, and they can make these requests. And for these people who have these real problems all of a sudden about sexual assault and rape in prison, all of a sudden, just when it comes to transgender people, obviously, because clearly, men aren't being raped in prison regularly. Like, that's not been a long, I mean, these people actually usually are the same types. The transphobic, like, conservatives are usually the same types who view prison rape as legitimate punishment. They joke about it, right? They're really advocates against sexual assault, right? But only when it comes to transgender people, possibly, hypothetically, assaulting a woman, right? Of course. Of course. Of course. Of course. Let's now get back to this. Strap in here. It's about to get fucking stupid.
Do not be afraid, for behold, I bring you good tidings of great joy, which will be to all people, for there is born to you a baby in this cell.
For those of you who are just listening to the podcast, Steven Crowder is playing a segment where they have hired an actress to play the Virgin Mother. She is supposedly in prison in this segment, and Alex Jones has just appeared before her as an angel. That's right. That's right.
And this shall be a sign unto you
A
of...
virgin birth? A miracle?
No. Your cellmate, that guy dressed as a woman, he's going to rape you.
I'm a girl.
Peter.
So, again, if you're listening to the podcast, they cut to a transgender person or someone who claims to be a transgender person in their narrative, standing up, peeing in a urinal in the same prison cell as the Virgin Mother, Mary. And I'm guessing that's Steven Crowder. I couldn't quite tell due to the lighting. And obviously, they're claiming that she's going to be raped by this transgender woman. And that's actually how she gets pregnant. Oh, yeah.
That read rough on the paper.
It really did,
It
yes.
really did.
And who could have seen this coming?
Good old Alex Jones as the Archangel to soften the blow.
He did a great job.
I don't for it.
I see a whole Con Air remake where prisoners just try to get swapped over to the women's prison.
Yes.
Like, we're not trying to get free.
Is
we're
Alex
trying to go
Jones
over
in that
there.
remake? I want to watch
I
it.
would absolutely
Awesome.
go
Yeah.
to a woman's jail instead.
They'll recast Nicolas Cage as the new Nicolas Cage with the hair transplant.
Right.
Ah, yeah.
The drunk one?
Yeah.
I'm still crazy.
Yeah. I'm still on the plane, but I have more hair.
He played a terrible, like, Southern accent.
Is that what he was doing?
Terrible
Is that what
or
he's
the
trying to-
best?
No, what are you talking
Come
about?
on.
The best?
You guys
Come
sort of
on.
understanding
Easily.
why
I
I just
YouTube
wanna
had a
go
problem
home
with
to
the
my
segment.
baby bird.
Hey, here's something else. Dave probably doesn't
Put
know
the
this.
bunny down.
3 prisoners with a penis in the California Corrections
Yes.
women's facility. They were also HIV positive, according to correction workers.
You can't ask him, though.
Yes, guess what? There are HIV positive men in the men's jail. And there are HIV positive women in the women's jail. Cis men and cis women. And I don't know what you're trying to... It's like it's some sort of like their... Again, another thing they only really seem to care about. And, you know, just... when transgender people are involved, right?
Before they rape you, you can't ask.
Yeah, you can ask. Well, you're not allowed.
No,
if
you
it's in-
can't.
There's no disclosure laws.
Yeah.
So 3 women have a penis?
Well, 3 women have a penis who tested HIV positive. I don't know how many penises there are
There's
total.
possibly.
Oh, the equation for total penises, something about balls squared. I don't know.
Wow,
Excuse me, it's ma'am.
What?
Okay. R. Kelly is what we'll move on to.
All right. That's the segment. That's the segment that got him this ban from YouTube for a week. And you might be wondering, well, you know, that was quite stupid and shitty and horrible and not funny too, and just really like not even like as an edgy joke it didn't work, like even like just not funny really, honestly. But it's also completely fucking untrue, and that's something YouTube didn't even address. It's completely untrue. His story from the Women's Liberation Front, shocking that a TERF anti-trans organization would lie about this story and make it up. Here is what the California Department of Corrections and Rehabilitation has said about this story that has gone viral online. These claims are not accurate. There are pregnant incarcerated women in the California Department of Corrections and Rehabilitation's custody. However, they were pregnant when they were admitted to the state prison. There you have it. The story of a woman prisoner being raped by a transgender woman and getting impregnated by this sexual assault that is running rampant in transphobic communities and covered by Steven Crowder isn't even true, according to the California Department of Corrections. Stunning. Stunning. The whole story wasn't even true. And by the way, the idea that like you would need a transgender woman to impregnate, that would be the only way a woman would be impregnated in prison. There's multiple real stories, actual stories, actual news items, actual legitimate occasions, instances where cis male prison guards have raped women in women prisons and have impregnated them. But altogether, just amazing. Amazing. His fucking story wasn't even true. And I bet he really thought he was like dealing with a legitimate, like true, like progressive feminist group. Or maybe he didn't. Who knows? Maybe he knew he was leading his fans astray. And that he thought they would hear Women's Liberation Front and him play it off like, ugh. They would think, oh, here, this is even like a radical feminist, like leftist group saying this. Incredible. Incredible. But not surprising. And there you have it. That's why Steven Crowder was banned for a week from YouTube. Poor baby.